Shanwick TWA700 answering SELCAL.
TWA700, Shanwick Radio, thank you. Contact Shannon Control on 135.6 today.
35.6 TWA700. 35. I hope that SELCAL alert came through the stream sounds, guys. That was kind of cool. That was the realistic SELCAL rather than the, you know, the contrived ding-dong version. 35.6, I think is what he said. Yeah, it sounds like it's right.
6056.
So, I hope that came through, because it is kind of a neat sound. And I got a chance to answer up for that as the very first thing that you saw as I came back live. Welcome back, guys. We're flying across the pond on VATSIM today. We are TWA 700, which over here we call 700. And over almost 2,400 total connections, just under 2,000. We did peak over 2,000 pilots online earlier in the event. We're just under that figure right now. But yeah, it's a good busy day on VATSIM, as it always is on Across the Pond Day. Let me check in with the controller here, the Shannon Control. Shannon Control, TWA 700, level at 370.
TWA 700, Shannon, hello, smoke 6654, stand by for radar contact.
6654, TWA 700. Yeah, I forgot to change it. 6. Should have changed it to 2,000 over the ocean. I always forget to do that. Sometimes I remember like an hour later, but today I did not remember that at all.
Delta 53, Shannon, radar contact, maintain flight level 330. Maintain flight level 330,
But yeah, you guys probably have seen the updates that I've been posting. I'll kind of recap. I think he's going to call me back with radar contact. And hang on a second, guys.
Speedbird 14 kilo, Shannon, radar contact.
So, real quick, kind of a recap from the earlier stream, the departure out of Kennedy. I realized after I started that I forgot to start in real time. We did figure that one out. There are keys that you can use. As a matter of fact, time is continually running a few minutes ahead. I'm bumping it back. It's about a minute ahead now. See where it says 16:20. It's actually 16:19 right now. So I'm kind of bumping it back. I don't know why it is tending to run ahead. But yeah, I found the key to bump the time back a little bit so we can keep it in sync with real world time, and that way our ETAs are accurate. Speaking of ETA, the box says we're going to be at our destination at 17:43, which is like an hour and a half sooner than I had initially planned. When I put in the headwind figures in my planning spreadsheet, the updated ETA, I think, is on the ground 18:11, on the blocks 18:16. So still a half an hour after this, the FMC is predicting. So we'll see. I do expect some holding, so we'll see how it goes. Downwind Sims here says, good morning, how's the 757 going? It's been flying flawlessly, in as much as the pilot has made a few mistakes, but not too bad. I made one minor, I'll go over in the recap. I made one minor piloting error. Other than that, I've just mostly been fumbling with the radios all morning. But everything's been working fine so far. It's been performing as expected and behaving itself overall. And Jonathan has checked in, says good luck on Cross the Pond. Yeah, man, so far so good. And thank you for the cheer bits as well, if I didn't say so. So a quick recap from this morning. Careful on the ILS radio tuning. It's on the console. Yeah. So I have. Yeah, I remember. It's not actually that one. That's the VO. That's a VOR, which I'll tune on the missed approach. The ILS is actually down here at the bottom. So we'll get to that when we get there. I've done a handful of flights on this. I am a little bit rusty, but I do maybe about one every 6 weeks or so. So I should be okay. I don't know why I've been fumbling with the radios. It works exactly the same as the 727, whereas instead of a swap, you just switch which one is active. But for some reason, I've been tuning it. Half the time, I've been tuning it like like I'm changing the active frequency and just really making a fool of myself in a couple of instances, especially with the switching over to the tower controller this morning. But, you know, minor errors. I'll give you a full kind of a recap of the morning stream in just a second. I do want to check back and make sure that he got me as radar contact here. I didn't hear back from him on that, I don't think. Unless he called me and I missed it.
Shannon, can you accept flight level 330?
Well, the answer, if he asks us a similar question, the answer is going to take whatever he needs. So we did say from the beginning we forgot to start it in real time, so I did find how to dynamically change that, which is nice. So times now reflect actual Zulu time. We had Air Force One behind us all morning. He's actually well behind us now. We've been making better time across the ocean than he did. But fortunately, he's not like a my engines are on fire Air Force One. He's actually kind of I know what I'm doing Air Force One. And the odd thing is he's a European who chose to fly as Air Force One today. Based on his home airport listed on VATSIM and based on his accent, he is definitely European, but he's flying as Air Force One today for God knows what reason. We talked about my inability to work the radios. I don't know why that is. There was one on the departure. There was one point where I was vectored off of the SID path, and then when I was re-cleared direct, I fixed the route in the FMC, but I forgot to pop it back into LNAV mode momentarily. But I think I caught it quickly enough that it didn't cause too much of a deviation, and that the controller certainly didn't say anything. I think I caught it fairly quickly. I kind of missed the line and then curved back to it. So that was really the only piloting mistake that I made. The only glaring one, at least, the only one that I put it this way, the only one that I caught. And the very last thing that happened right before we shut the stream down for the morning, Titanium Drew had gifted a bunch of gift subs out, and I just now realized that one of the gift subs he gave was to Slantbot. So, congratulations, Slantbot, you're now a subscriber to the stream. It's nice that he gets to play those sounds now. I guess I'm being sexist. We don't really know if Slantbot is a he or a she. I haven't looked under the cowling to figure that out. And Shannon, TWA 700, just confirming you did get us radar contact, sir.
TWA 700, Shannon Control, radar contact, maintain 370.
Alright, we'll maintain 370, TWA 700. So the Europeans are going to tend to call me 700 rather than 700. The bad thing is, a handful of times I've been calling in as TWA 800, which was the one that went down on the northeastern end of Long Island in 1996. As a matter of fact, I was on a marching band trip to Paris in 96. I was on a Continental flight, I don't remember the number, out of Newark. Yeah, I know, right? But about 25 of us were on TWA 800 about a week before it went down. And when it went down, I mean, all of us were like, oh my God, our friend, a bunch of our friends were on that one a week ago. Thank goodness. I mean, not that it was the same plane. I don't know if it was the same plane. Certainly don't know if it was the same crew or, who knows. It was a week later, but still, it was kind of a spooky thing to see, that flight number come up when we had just been on it, Oh, Flight Sim Check was the one who direct messaged me over the VATSIM pilot line. Yeah, when you direct messaged me, I was actually off. I streamed the departure. I'm going to stream the arrival. There was a big chunk in the middle where there's really not much going on in the cockpit, so I shut it down. So I didn't know if you had seen mine or if you were seeing the one that I was hosting, which was my friend Dave, 757 Spy. But either way, happy to have you on board, man. Thank you for stopping in. What else did I want to cover? I noticed a good number of Pan Am call signs flying today. A bunch of Clipper call signs. Been hearing them on the radio, and been seeing them on the map. There was a couple that were nearby, just north of me here. I'm not sure. Yeah, there's 46, Clipper 46, and then there was another one that was a little ahead or a little behind. I forget which. Oh, there he is, right there north of me, 767, and he's in a 767. And then there were a couple down here coming up from San Juan area. If I can find them. 757 Spy down there, and his familiar call sign. There were a couple other Clipper call signs. They might be on the screen here somewhere. I'm just not seeing them. But there were a handful of Clipper call signs that were kind of coming up from the southwest. I thought maybe going into the flights, and it would be organized by call sign. And like I said, just over 2,000 pilots on now. 2,005 pilots. And Downwind Sim says, yeah, I read somewhere that TWA never flew a 757 with winglets. I'm not sure if that's true. I don't know if that's true either. And I'm guessing that they never would have flown a 757 on a New York to London. I would have presumed that would have been something larger. But, you know, hey, I had the livery, and the call sign was realistic was historic as to the route. So it's like, well, whatever. We're going to bend reality to some extent no matter what we do today. I was going to fly a Continental. I have a Continental livery for this as well. But Continental always flew out of Newark. They never flew out of Kennedy. So I was like, well, I mean, again, you can bend it if you want to. What I was doing was scrolling down here to try and find how many Pan Am call signs we have on. Oh, good number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, just 4. Okay. Just 4. Then it goes into PAC. PAL. Oh yeah, four Clipper calls. So I saw 3 of them apparently. I don't know where the 4th one is, but I caught sight of 3 of them. They stand out to me. I always tend to notice those. And this sector, this New York Oceanic is indeed online, even though that spy does not show it. That is covered today. 124 Mike Charlie. That's our friend Jet Pilot Cinnamon. We heard from him this morning. Hopefully they have not called. They have not tried to call me. Yes. So here's the. Yeah, it's pretty nicely done livery. I think this is one that comes with the 757, the FlightFactor 757. I don't think I went out and hunted this one down. And I love that Rolls-Royce growl, man. I love that Rolls-Royce growl. Yeah, so Flight Sim Check, we're normally a general aviation flying stream. We do this airliner stuff pretty infrequently. I'd say probably on average once every 6 weeks or so. We also do, you know, the Cessna Citation Business Jet, which is general aviation, but we tend to fly more of just radio navigation type stuff. Beach Baron, Douglas DC-3, Cessna 172, Cessna 152 now, and then we've got Flight Sim 2020 up and running. We're in XP11 today, by the way. But yeah, this tends to be more of a GA stream. Yeah, the Downwind Sim, so it comes in Pratt & Whitney and Rolls-Royce, but you got to get the Rolls if you want the growl. It adds a bunch of extra buttons up here. First of all, it's a 3-stage. It's a 3-stage turbine, so you get. You go to engine page. You get an N1, and then you get an N2, and then you get an N3. So it's a 3-stage turbine. That probably accounts for that growl. Honestly, I don't really know the mechanics of these engines too much. But you get a lot of extra buttons up here about rev limiters and electrical contingencies, and I don't even know what some of those switches do, except when you, I don't know, when you get to that point in the checklist, you flip them. That's what you do. Jet Pilot Cinnamon says thanks for coming back in today. Yeah, man, happy to see you about. I knew you said you were unlikely that you were going to be controlling, and then you messaged me from a tower call sign this morning. I thought, And now I see you're flying, so. And I don't think I got to talk to you, and I don't think I got to talk to Digital Engineer. But I did get to talk to our friend Anthony for a little bit. You had to go on tower? Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I don't think I got to talk to you. I don't think I did. If I did, I was so focused on how I was screwing up the radios. Oh, you were Overwatch. You were cab supervisor. Gotcha. All right. We're starting to get to the point where the map is going to clutter up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is knock the map range down a peg. And every time that clutters up, we'll just knock it down one range. We can see, I've been told, if we turn the weather and the radar back on, I've been told that the weather in the UK is not real favorable, but I'm not. Is that just in the US? Might be some of the other radar options that work in the rest of the world. Yep, okay. So yeah, we do have some pretty ugly weather here in the UK. We'll have to battle as we get through. So we'll see how that goes. The charts for the arrival, by the way, because we are no longer in the US. Did I cover all of the... Oh, and the one funny thing that happened was there was a guy that was working Moncton Center who was dead spot on for one of my friends from ZDC. Actually, it's the training administrator for ZDC. To the point where when I checked on with his frequency and he responded with my call sign, I keyed back up and said, Jared? Like, I was surprised. Why would he be working Moncton? You know, but I thought maybe, oh, he's visits a lot of places. I think he's an I-1, so he, you know, probably could visit just about anywhere, and maybe he's helping out today. It wasn't him. His name's Steven. Was definitely not Jared. What else? What other stuff? Oh, when we took off, we had some insufficient fuel warnings. Once the tailwind kicked in, see, the reserves were set at 8.7. You can see now it's saying that I'm going to end with 16.5. So the amount of fuel that I'm going to be left with is now at least double, because I don't know what it thought I was going to end with, but it was presumably it was less than 8.7. But the amount of fuel that I'm going to end with is at least now double what it thought. My spreadsheet is predicting what? Let's see. 19.3. So it's still going to be. I'm saying we're going to be higher even than this. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see which prediction ends up being accurate. Now, I did initially just kind of fudge the numbers to say it was going to end up being a 7-hour flight. Since then, I've put in the actual headwind figures or tailwind figures, and now my spreadsheet is predicting we're going to be down at 6:15 Zulu time, 18:16 Zulu time. So left at 1 p.m. Eastern time. So again, we'll see. We'll see how the FMC's predictions stack up against mine. And we'll see how quickly I fall behind the plane once we get onto approach. I was starting to say the approach chart. So here is the star, Tobid, and then Woodley, and then this intermediate point. Or no, we're coming in from Beddick, aren't we? I think we're coming in from Beddick. Yeah. So we're following this path down here. Beddick and then Nigget. We are the Knights who say Nigget. And then Akam VOR over here, and then the star basically terminates just directly due south of the airport. And we don't know if they're landing west or east today. I probably total flight duration estimated at what? So I had originally said 7 hours. It's going to be closer to 6. Going to be closer to 6 with the tailwind. The tailwind was up over 100 knots for a little while of it. What is showing now?
6523.
Yeah, we were doing almost 6. I think we very briefly peaked over 600 knots ground speed. We've got a 36 knot tailwind now.
6523. 6523 for box 7 Mike Fox. KLM 642 Alpha Shannon.
Yeah. Now that sheet doesn't account for any holding that we get, and we may we may end up with some holds. So we might have to readjust our ETA accordingly. But what I was saying just now was that I think it might start to be okay. So we're not yet close enough to receive. We got the Dublin ATIS and what is that? Oh, the Shannon EINN. Is that Shannon? So we're not quite close enough to receive London yet. Now we could cheat. We can get a preview. .ATIS. Oops. .ATIS. EGLL ATIS. Information uniform. But we'll check it again once we actually get in range of it, just to make sure that it hasn't updated, because we're still a little early yet. Well, we think we're going to be down, after 1 Eastern time, so we still got about an hour and a half or so before we're really on approach. So, kind of yet another hour before we hit top of descent. So we are early in checking this, but just to start getting preparation. Okay, so they are on the 27s. I think I put in 27 right, since we're parking on the north end of the airport. I think I put in 27 right, which would be, if you got 27 left and 27 right, this is the northern one, then yeah, that's going to be the left side as you're looking at it. Anyway, or right side rather. So yeah, as you're coming east to west, 27 right is on the north side. So I think that's what I put in, but not guaranteed. I mean, we got a 50-50 shot that that's the one we're going to get. Transition flight level 75, so 075. So in the U.S. we're used to that always being 18,000. Here in Europe, it can be different per airport, and sometimes can be different based on that day's barometric pressure. Surface wind 180 at 15, I'm assuming is what that says. Visibility 4,200 meters. So if you multiply that by that's 4.2 kilometers. You multiply that by 1.6. Or no, divide that by 1.6. So 4.2 kilometers, that's going to be about 3 miles visibility. Moderate rain, broken at 1,400. Overcast at 2,000. And report aircraft type and current QNH. So they do things a little differently over here. So we'll have to remember to do that. Information uniform, Boeing 75, and QNH, which was what? Actually, I didn't catch it. It's in here somewhere. 1003. So fairly low pressure day. 1013 is standard. That's equivalent to 2992. So 1003 is kind of a low pressure day.
I'm not sure if you've updated your flight recently, so if you could try and fix that for me, that'd be
appreciated. So we'll see. We've got some adverse weather coming into London today. put auto to the ultimate test here. I'm going to take over this aircraft on fairly short flight. I'm not going to hot dog it today. I mean, I'll try and fly it in from 1,000 or so. Maybe earlier if I'm feeling really squirrely, but probably not a whole lot earlier.
Delta 1750, contact Shannon 120.050, bye-bye.
It's...
Shannon, Dragon 2-1.
Can't really see much from the cockpit, but we are, according to VATSIM, we're just getting over the southwestern portion of Ireland here. Kind of coming up on Cork. In southwestern Ireland.
Dragon 2-1, contact, report your level. Level 710.
Yeah, Dragon 2-1 flying a
You're outside of controller, so it's monitor Unicom 122.
U-2 spy plane.
I'm actually trying to take up then due to I can't land up my practical Springfield. Dragon 2-1, roger. I can't actually see your tag because you're too high, so you can actually contact Shannon on frequency 125.875.
Yeah, so he's flying a U-2 spy plane. The winds at London are too high for him to land, and he is legit at like flight level 700, and Class Alpha airspace, the ceiling of Class Alpha is 600, I believe. So controller basically telling him, look, I can't do, you're not in controlled space, so you have nothing I can do for you. I don't have radar coverage on you. Don't see you, can't see you until you descend.
It's frequency 125.875.
I am due to grab another Red Bull, I think.
Delta 408, Shannon Joe, radar contact.
Yeah, starting to get into
77 Shannon Control, radar contact, maintain 330.
a little bit of a busier frequency.
366 Shannon, are you on frequency? UBS 462, contact Brent 127.4. 127.4, yes.
How are we doing on that time?
United 890, contact London 133.225.
That now says 1646. So now it's 2 minutes ahead, so I'm going to bump it back a couple minutes. I don't know why it's running ahead. You know, normally, like if you're suffering from poor frame rates, you know, sim time is going to slow down. The clock will run behind. Now, it shouldn't be the case that if you've got great frame rates, you're running ahead of sim time, but it seems like it is. So, I mean, I've made great time across the pond, but I've made great time across the pond, but I think that's due to the weather simulation. I don't think that's because my time was running faster than normal. I don't think X-Plane does like a 1.1x. I think if it's not 1x, it goes to 2x. So I think we'd know if we're going 2x, but it's just weird to me that it's running like a minute or two ahead, like every 5-6 minutes. I mean, that's a pretty significant percentage.
Air Force 1, Shannon Control, hello, identified, maintain 340. Shannon Control, good evening.
Yeah, technically speaking, we're hauling ass, yes, sir.
Inbound 225, inbound, meaning flight level 340. 025, Shannon Control, radar contact. Good afternoon, 066 Vector. 066
JPC cashing in those 6 raffle tickets. Yeah, that's one thing I think the slant bot has been reminding you about, guys, but I haven't been, at least this morning, I was not real good about reminding you. Don't forget, guys, of course, we just had the big giveaway night last week. Gave away $250 total worth of gift cards. But don't forget, we've got our monthly drawing now. This is our first month for it, but it's going to be a regular feature of the stream. And we've got those chat points accumulating at the bottom there, at the bottom of the chat panel. As soon as you hit 5,000 of those, you can redeem those for 6 raffle tickets. If you want to redeem 1,000 at a time, you can do that for 1 raffle ticket. If you save up to 5,000, you'll get a bonus ticket for cashing in 5,000 at once. You get 6 tickets for the price of 5. And it's a monthly drawing at the end of the month for a $25 gift card to either Amazon.com or the Xplane.org store. So JPC has just put himself in for 5 more entries into that. And should, see, I don't have the queue up there, but I think you're the only one waiting, unless if, I think people can do it when I'm offline, interestingly enough. Stupid amount of entries. Well, give me a second and you can check and see exactly what stupid amount translates to in terms of actual numbers. But give me a second to get these 5 converted over for you. And
Air Force One, you won't be getting that from me, you'll be getting that from someone else at the moment, so you can contact Shannon 120.
Request queue. Okay, yeah, it's just JPC. So let me get those added in there. I guess it helps if I spell his call sign correctly. You get 6 more. There you go. All right, so now JPC, you can do exclamation point ticks, just like I did, but with no arguments afterward, and it'll tell you how many you've got. 26 for this month's entry. It's just a testament to the fact that when I stream, you're always around. 26 is a stupid amount, but it's an awesomely stupid amount. The other thing I need to do is find that queue again, and go ahead and mark that we did that for you. All right. Excellent. Yeah, I wasn't sure how that little conversion system is going to work out. I know a handful of streamers that convert, Twitch currency to the bot currency, and then you can redeem the bot currency for things. But I was like, well, I'm not going to do anything else with the bot currency. Let's just make the bot currency raffle tickets, and we'll make the conversion rate 1,000 to 1 or 5,000 to 6, and it's working pretty well. So yeah, exclamation point giveaway, guys, if you want a recap and weren't paying attention to what I just said, but it'll tell you exactly what I just said, which is a monthly drawing, $25 gift card, your choice, Amazon or Xplane, and redeem those Alphabets points, those Twitch channel points for 1 raffle ticket if you cash in 1,000, for 6 raffle tickets if you cash in 5,000. So the drawing's at the end of the month. We have a November 30th stream. Even though technically that is December 1st Zulu time, that'll be the last night that we can put in entries for the November drawing, and then we'll actually perform the drawing. We'll clear out the drawing entries at the end of that stream, and then we'll actually perform the drawing on the 1st December stream. So you've got a few more in order to cash those entries in. Of course, if you've got a bunch of those channel points and you've already got a bunch of entries, don't have to cash them in now. You can hold on to them. Start cashing them in for the December draw. As far as I'm concerned, this is going to be something we do every month from now on, so strategize it however you prefer. Let me see if I can jump out of the cockpit for just a second. I am due to grab another Red Bull and maybe visit the little pilot's room one last time before we start down. I think we're a little ways out before we need to start descending just yet. It does look like the map's starting to clutter up, so I'm going to knock it down 1 more range here. So we'll see if he can let us out for just a couple minutes, and see what he says. And we got the sun setting behind us now. Yeah, it should have been sunrise when we were taking off from Kennedy, but it was nice and bright, sunny midday, because I'm an idiot.
Shannon Control, Shannon Control, Delta 324, within on the air, subcon count of 390-410.
Alright, guys. Let him respond to that. Or not.
Delta 324, Shannon Control, radar contact.
There we go, I was going to say.
From your final level. Now we're about to
I don't want to interrupt the conversation, but the conversation kind of went dead there for a second.
Control, hello, Swiss 445 with you, flight level 330. Swiss 445, Shannon Control, roger, report inbound waypoint. We are inbound Shannon, Swiss 445.
And Shannon TWA 700, do we have about 5 minutes to step out real quick?
Bound to Oscar, Swiss 445. Sorry, Swiss 445, you blocked it again? X-ray, echo.
I allowed a more than sufficient pause there, I thought.
Swiss 445, thanks, you identify, maintain flight level 330. Maintain flight level 330, that's fine, Swiss 445, thank you so much. National Delta Force right. Go ahead. Yeah, we've got to clear off for just a short 2 minutes. Delta 408, it is approved. Roger, Delta 408.
And Center TWA 700, same request if able.
What time?
TWA 700, also requesting about a couple minutes out.
How long?
We'll call it 3 minutes.
Roger, it's approved. Report back.
We'll go. It's TWA 700. Alright guys, be right back and we'll check on see what our pesky flight attendant, Mr. What's his name? What's the name of the butler from Downton Abbey? Anyway, the rascally guy who's always pestering me, he wants something. We'll check on that in just a minute. Be right back, guys.
Sorry, Delta 324, you've broken their pass message again? We need a psychological content.
Mr. Carson is his name. Shannon TWA 700, we're back on.
Thanks.
No.
I have nothing to say, sir.
Okay.
Is there anything you want?
Not at all. Thought you were ringing me up there, bud. But, never mind. Starflies is here. Oh, my goodness. Starflies always happens to catch me on when I'm on the Slant Alpha channel, not flying Slant Alpha. Starflies, welcome back to the stream, my dear. Thank you. Yeah, we're very slant limit today. We've let auto fly it pretty much. Well, the last thing we had to intervene on was direct to Nantucket back on our departure out of Kennedy. Cheating on you. Starflight says you're cheating on me. Yeah, definitely. I mean, you could if you really, really wanted to. You could pop this sucker over into VO1 mode and do it. I don't know why the hell you'd want to. I guess the course knob up here. Yeah, exactly. So you could. I don't know why you'd want to, but you could. Let's see, that's what I heard before. Is he calling me again?
Island 2 Shannon, descent flight level 290.
Passengers really shouldn't be walking around in this turbulence.
Turbulence? Not feeling much turbulence. This is light. This is fine. Everything's fine here. Stop pestering me. You want to see turbulence? We'll see some turbulence.
Shannon, seems to speak about 268 Alpha with you.
268 Alpha, Shannon Control, hello.
We're gaining on somebody up there.
Maintain flight level 390.
Saw a little puff of contrail went by. Wonder if the
TWA700 contact London 133.225, bye-bye.
33 225 TWA 700. Thanks. 33 225.
Control, hello, Fox 31 with you.
Oops. Keep forgetting that my switches are all different from the 727.
Sorry, David. Mainly for the sake of
Archer 59 Delta, right, setting 250 degrees, clear RS 27.
Did I get the latest X-plane beta? Asks Downwards. Now I don't normally do the betas on X-plane. London Control, TWA 700, level at 370.
TWA 700, good day, it's Bedeck 1 Hotel, arrival into Heathrow, and maintain mark decimal 83 or less.
Alright, 83 or less, and Bedeck 1 Hotel into Heathrow, TWA 700. So Bedeck 1 Hotel is what we were already on. So nothing's changed there. We're 83 or less, we're at 817, I've been reporting it as 82. So we're good there. Nothing needs to change at the moment. Yeah, so Downmanson, no, I have not gotten the X-plane beta. Curious if you know.
59 Delta, go back, runway 27, the wind is 19020.
Clear to land 27. Is this guy doing top down all the way to the airport?
London Control, Steamboat 33 kilo.
And then hopefully that's a 27 somewhere else. Yeah, there's plenty of ATC coverage on around London, so whoever was just cleared was cleared for some other runway 27, I presume.
TWA 700, redirect Bedeck.
Direct Bedeck TWA 700. Alright. Let's go to the legs page. And that's next. Bedeck. And put it back up top. And execute. And Horse Borat was there. Please do not execute. So present position to Bedeck, right? 188 miles. 188 miles. Okay, we're good. Nice little shortcut there for us. Well, I think our next step would be to so EGLL ATIS is now, wasn't quick enough. EGLL ATIS is now in range. It's now Victor. 27 left and arrival runway 27 left, departure runway 27 right. So that might be what it had said earlier. Yeah, I just didn't read that carefully enough. So it looks like we're going to arrive on 27 left and have to taxi across. That's fine. But that gives us the opportunity now to start briefing that approach, honestly. AJ's rubbing off on you, says Starflies. In regard to what? I wasn't sure. What was that? What was that regarding? Oh, the Borat thing. Never mind. Yeah, I got you. I got you. Yeah, I do. I watch his stream a little too much. All right. So we did know, we did note that the what was the change in cloud cover actually? Light rain. Okay, visibility now being reported 7 kilometers. Yeah, Starflies, I do too. Yeah, exactly. Light rain, broken 1100, overcast 1500. So we're definitely on an instrument approach, and QNH 1003. Okay. What was the wind? 190 at 13. So that's a pretty good crosswind. And if it's 190, it's going to be a left to right. So we'll need to correct pretty substantially to the left, 13 knots. It also means our VREF is going to be 7 knots above. Our V approach is going to be 7 knots above our VREF as well.
Just heading to 900 degrees, flight level 130. Alright, so go back out for London, hello, flight level 360, direct Medoc. Level 360, direct to Medoc.
Let's see if I can figure out how to put this into...
Speedbird 14 kilo, thank you, descent flight level 140, level by Medoc. Descent flight level 140, level by Medoc.
Where's the altimeter knob?
Ryder 2492, I've got 2 crossing.
Oh, wait a minute. The altimeter, that's right. It's not an electronic altimeter. It's right here. So it is. Yeah, all right. So 1003. I'm thinking it's on the PFD, but it's not.
Thank you, climb down, flight level 380.
1003. So we'll set that down, the backup down there now. 2962, yeah. We'll set the backup down there now, just as a reference for what it is. And it is information Victor. But let's go ahead. So we've checked the cloud cover, we've checked the winds. We can go ahead and change the FMC route to reflect that we're going to be on 27 left for arrival, departure arrival.
Alpha Golf 01, my service now terminates Squawk conspicuity at 7,000 and Unicom for 1228, goodbye.
So we did say Medic 1 Kilo, right? 101 Hotel.
Thank you very much, and have a good evening tonight. We've crossed the pond.
I'll tell you what, before we do this, before we go messing with the route, let's do this. Let's center up the heading bug.
United 89 Sierra, contact London now 129.425.
Let's just put it into heading mode. And that way if we mess up anything here, we don't make the plane turn around or anything stupid like that. So the Medic 1 Hotel, ILS 27 left from that ending VOR, which was OCK, yeah. Put that in the route.
Speedbird 150 in the descent, what's your planned speed? We just crossed that, Speedbird 150, what's your planned speed for the descent? 310 knots. Roger, on conversion.
Okay, execute that. Now, I just deleted the hold there that's at OCK VOR. So that's, we'll have to be careful about that. but we'll have to
TWA
enter that.
700, descend when you're ready to flight level 140. Be left by bed deck and speed up conversion to 310 or less.
140 by medic at pilot's discretion, and 310 or less in the transition. TWA 700. Sorry for the American phraseology.
Alright, Singapore 7951 London, hello to you. It is and you're going to Brussels for Gander.
Yeah, I didn't. Melvin Leroy, perfect timing. I obviously am not speaking English, I'm speaking American. Yeah, so 140 by Bedek. So right now we want to go direct from wherever we are to Bedek, execute. And we do want to pop it back into LNAV. Alright, so and it is calculating a top of descent starting 40 miles from now to be at 140 at Bedek, so we'll go down to 14 is what we're cleared to. And 310 in the transition, so we'll watch that. And I gotta remember where the lights are here. There's panel lights there. What's the... Yeah, okay. I'm sure there's some additional light knobs around here somewhere. Gonna need them, I presume.
Heavy flight level 200. 2692, hello. Climb to flight level 380 and redirect to Octad. 380 and direct Octad.
I think we're good on lights. Cockpit lighting in this plane is actually very, very good. Okay, so that's the one I think I'll, yeah. Nope, alright, that one didn't do anything. Alright. Alright, so I think we're set there. FMC route is in, and legs were checked. We can go over to the Navigraph charts, and I think we don't really need, we know it's 140 by Bedek and then 7,000 by Occam, which is what we have in there. Yep. And then we can start looking at the approach for the 27 left. God awful dark. Alright, so 109.5 and 270. That's all set down here.
Goodbye. Flight control, hello. Cargo 49 uniform, flight number 317. Cargo 49 uniform,
270.
hello to you, roger. Singapore 795.
What else do we need?
Squawk 6231.
Missed approach is a left turn to 147, and 1080 left 147
Too busy sometimes to actually more hassle than it's worth, so unfortunately not. Okay, no problem.
to the CHT NDB. Wow, okay. This is weird. I wonder if this is a typo. No? Off the left side, looking at this here. Left turn on track 147 to 2000. Okay, I'm with you so far. Passing DME 6 to 3,000, then it's directed. But it says that it's pointing down towards this holding fix. But it says this holding fix is CHT, which is that one up there. So I'm very confused. Well, what's the FMC have? Just 147 indefinitely, I guess. So I guess it's just 147 indefinitely. Okay. Alright, well there's our top of descent.
Speedbird 14 kilo, contact London 133.175, g'day.
What was the temperatures?
133.175, Speedbird 14 kilo, bye. Goodbye.
And control TWA 700 leaving 370 now.
Roger.
Alright,
London Control.
temperature 13.
140
Alright, let's go ahead and get the seatbelt signs on.
Ryder 24902, contact London 126.075.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're just about to start our descent into London, so we ask that you return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts. Weather there is currently in the mid-50s, cloudy skies with light wind and light rain. The cabin crew is going to come around one last time to collect the trash, take care of any last-minute needs, and thank you again for flying TWA. Seatbelt signs, we can go ahead and get the PA announcement as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to remind you that use of all electronic devices during
Information
the
Victor, we can double check to see if that's been updated.
navigation with purpose. Thank you.
It's now Information Whiskey, still on 270, still 19014. 1300 broken, overcast at 2000, temperature still 13. Information Whiskey. Alright. Continuing on our very slow approach briefing. So, missed approach is basically a left turn to 147. I'm just going to go ahead and put that on the heading bug. It's nice to kind of have, well, yeah, let's leave the heading bug centered up just in case we get vectored. And we do need to keep 310 in the descent. So,
would you like higher than 29? Flight level 350 if possible, so it's 401.
I'm going to set the course on here. That's what I'll do. So this will be a reminder, even though we're not following this course, it'll be a visual reminder of the missed approach course that we need to turn to. 147, I think, is what it was, right? Since there's not a nav aid to tune for the missed approach, we'll just leave that alone. But 147 will be our reminder of our missed approach heading. And let me just remind myself of the missed approach altitude, which I think was 3,000. Yep, 3,000 heading 147. Okay, got it. We do need to get our VREF speeds figured out. Let's go ahead and do that. We're going to do a flaps 25 and 128, so 135 will be our V approach.
TWA 700, start reduced now 270 knots.
270 knots, TWA and 700.
150, speed 270 knots, so just confirm descent level 140.
Speed 270 knots, down to 140, speed level
So that's 270.
150, be level by bed deck at 140 if you can.
Let's go speed 140, bed speed 140.
Thank you. Right, let's go.
And should we
Swiss 401, redirect to Bedek. Bedek, Swiss 401.
Should we intervene? Because I don't see the banana. Are we going to not be low enough by Bedek? Let's manually intervene here, see if we can. Okay, so there's the banana. So we might just not see the banana in. Alright, so it looks like VNAV was going to nail it, so we'll just put it back there. Oop. Yeah, alright, here, let's just do this then.
Right, 7 kilo, Quebec Alpha London, descent flight level 200 now. Descent level 200, right, 7 Quebec Alpha.
Just manually manage that to 270 and 140 at Bedek. Off the map range down ones.
Speedbird 150, report your speed now to London 133.175.
Looks like we need to help it slow down a little bit, so we'll hit the brakes.
Speed to London 133.175 for Speedbird 150.
Okay, 270 is dialed in, and we'll just try and make sure that it stays on. Well, it looks like we've got to pop the map range back up so we can see how that descent stacks up to Bedek. Okay, good. Okay, finish the approach briefing. Nav and course was set. Missed approach, nav and course set. Minimums. What is the minimums? Hopefully less than 1,000. 277, so 200 on the radio altimeter. So that is set.
Speedbird 690, unfortunately there's a lot of opposite direction aircraft. Shannon won't accept you any higher than 320 initially, please. So descend now and maintain 320. Shannon maintain 320, Speedbird 690 heavy. Bye.
The speed's drifting up a little bit, so we'll help it slow down. Shallow the descent just a touch. Again, we're trying to hit 270 knots and 14 by Bedek. Let's drop that map range.
There's no speed restriction.
Okay, so 270 and
700, report your speed to London on 133.175 today.
33, 175, TWA 1700, we'll report, or 700, we'll report the speed. 33, 175.
Flight control, hello, roger, descent flight level 130. Descending flight level 130, Speedbird 150.
Long Diamond's asking this is 753 or 752? It's 752. London, TWA 700 is assigned a speed of 270. We're down through 208, going to 140 at Bedek. And we get information whiskey.
Sorry, is that Transport 700?
Affirmative.
Transport 700, London Control, very good afternoon. Descent flight level 140.
140, TWA 700. Okay, he's got me saying the whole call sign now. So the minimums, yeah, we did figure out was 200 above ground level. Auto brake, what do we want to be off by? Let's see.
07080, contact London Control 129.425 by now. London 129.45,
Still, we can continue to shallow the descent here. 1800 now. Take a little bit of the speed brake out of it. Again, 270 and 1400, 14,000 by Bedek. So let's see if we can ease the rest of the speed brake out and see how it does. Yeah, it looks like we're going to be okay there. All right. Taxi diagram at London.
2502 London Control, hello. In future, sir, please maintain the initial altitude of the departure, which...
We'll try and be off by November 6th. This is the high-speed exit. About 27 left, so that's we're going to do a pretty aggressive auto brake. We're going to put that on auto brake 3. Now we can continue to shallow the descent out. Oh, Wrong Diamond's doing the 753 from Chicago to London. All right, man, we'll race you.
Speedbird 502, flying heading 270 degrees.
Right. Did we finish our approach briefing then?
270 degrees.
Definitely a right-hand turnoff off the left-hand, off the left side.
Speed 250.
Cloud cover and winds were checked. FMC route set, legs were checked. Missed approach was discussed. VREF speeds and V approach going to be 135. Nav and course were set. Missed approach nav and course set. Minimum set. Oh, we got to set the so that we can set it here on the primary panel, but it's also down in this panel, which is already dialed into 200, so we're good there. Auto brake set and the turn off route. Present heading TWS 700. All right. 09. All right, so we want to maintain.
Speedbird 150, turn right, heading 125.
So it is going to level. It did automatically capture. I did not hit that hold button. It just automatically captured that since that's what we've got set on the MCP. So 14,000. Now it's going to throttle us back up to maintain that 270 as well.
Speedbird 150, just confirm that you're actually on 1 speed and doing 250 knots, 250 knots.
I'm trying to brake as fast as I can to 250 knots speed with 150. I'm still on the speed
Up
degrees.
map range down.
Okay, slow down please first then. 250 knots now.
250 knots.
That's 10,000. We've still got a few things to do here.
Alpine 1740, London, are you with me?
We're gonna be down crazy early, guys. Pretty uneventful flight so far. Asks good fixings. Yeah, for the most part. Knock on wood. It's been pretty okay. Weather is a little bit adverse here. And this is the moment that I'm going to get behind the airplane.
Air France 1738, landing control, hello, maintain 6,000 on reach.
Over the ocean, Bobcat, crazy tailwinds, 50 to 100 knot tailwinds, right off the tail. So we've made excellent time getting over Bobcat. Now in London, it looks like a pretty significant, like 13 to 15 south to north. So it's going to be a straight up left crosswind coming down on the 27s. Yeah, Wrong Diamond says 130 coming from 270 over the ocean. Yeah, that's. I don't know if I got up to 130. I think it was 122 at one point for me. Yeah, it's been a pretty favorable day. Yeah, we were. Yeah, we were topping out about 600 over the ground as well. Alright guys, I am going to probably fall behind in the chat as I'm getting more and more paranoid about missing radio calls here, so bear with me if I'm not as attentive to the chat as I'm trying to focus on the radio. It's not going to be long. We're going to be down pretty quickly here, guys.
Sorry, second calling second. Flight Control, right here, 12 kilo with you, descending flight level 150. Right here, 12 kilo, Flight Control, hello, no delay. No delay, right here, 12 kilo.
Yeah, Bobcat says I don't fly the tubes often, so I'm flying this route offline and getting the same winds, yeah. Yeah, I don't fly them that terribly often either, but often enough that I feel okay. That this, fingers crossed, should go all right. Let's actually go ahead and get the
150, descend flight level
FMC back into legs mode just in case we need it.
Alpine 1740, climb now, flight level 90.
Nice dark exterior shot there. Logo light clearly is on.
Right turn, 200 degrees, aircraft 123.
Transworld 700, descend flight level 130.
TWA 700 130.
TWA 700, sorry, speed 250 knots now.
We'll slow it to 250, TWA 700. Alright. Put it into a, well, let's tell you what, let's use a flight level change for that. But we do want to slow it down. 250, 130. Knock the map range down one more. We're getting close, guys. So in flight level change mode, it's okay. It is finally descending me. It was trying to achieve the speed change first, and then the altitude change, which is correct. Correct
150,
behavior.
descend at flight level 100, contact Heathrow 134.925.
3492. Okay, there's 13,000, and there's 250.
Alpine 1740, climb flight level 170.
Climb flight level 170, Alpine 170.
France 1738, climb flight level 80.
Aircraft 123.
Getting down to it, guys.
France 1738, climb now, flight level 80.
Getting down to it, guys.
Yep, up to flight level 80, aircraft 123.
Airport's about
TWA 700, navigation direct Ockham, descend flight level 90.
direct Ockham at 9,000, TWA 700. 9,000. Flight level change. And direct Ockham, execute. And LNAV, but not VNAV. In case we need it, heading bug centered up. See that 10-mile fix ring coming right across us here. We're only about 10 miles south of the airport at this point, guys. So we're in, like, mega crazy early. So no holds so far. Now, if we get to Ockham and don't have a further clearance, we do need to enter the hold there.
TWA 700, report speed to Heathrow direct 134.975 by now.
34,975, report the speed, TWA 700.
Alpine 1740.
34,975.
Resume a navigation direct Bob now. Alpine 1740, resume a navigation.
Heathrow Director, TWA 700, speed 250, direct Ockham, descending 10,500 for 9,000.
TWA 700, Heathrow, good evening. Leave Ockham, heading 085, descend flight level 80.
Flight level 80 and heading 85 after Ockham, TWA 700. I know, I'm butchering the phraseology because they're in flight levels still until like 6,500 and I'm giving them altitudes. So I'm screwing that all up. Nope, that's turning me. It was turning me into the next point, and so now I've got to make sure that we get to that selected heading. Okay, there we are. As soon as he lets me, I want to slow it down. Slow it down, I want to start pulling flaps out. Coming up on 10,000, we're below 10,000 now, so we can go ahead and get landing lights on.
TWA 700, reduce speed at 220 knots.
220 knots, TWA 700. Good. I was gonna cry about it if he wasn't gonna let me do that. So 220. That's done. We're not quite in local Barrow yet. You have the landing lights on, okay. I'm going to start the commencing approach at this point, just because I don't want to get behind here. So we're going to get the start.
TWA 700, descent to altitude 4,000 feet, Heathrow QNH is 1002, from there 28 for 27 left.
Alright, 4,000, 1003, and expecting 27 left, but I missed the middle instruction.
Just to check, the QNH is 1002, and you have now 27 miles to touchdown, runway 27 left.
Okay, 1002, and I rudder, mileage to 27 left, TWA 700.
TWA 700, contact director, call sign only now, 120.4, bye-bye.
1204, TWA 700. 204, 1204, 1204. Wow, that's really low pressure. 1204, 1204. Oh, we're through the bases. Yeah, I'm trying, man. London Heathrow Director, TWA 700, 6,600 for 4,000.
TWA 700, Heathrow Director, hello again, left heading 360 degrees, reduce speed 180 knots.
360, 180 to TWA 700. Alright, here's where we're crazy behind the plane. Alright, yeah, controllers are all over it. Yeah, exactly. I'm really fall behind in the chat messages, guys. Make sure I'm getting all this done. Get the rest of the landing lights on. We'll do this. Flight attendants prepare for arrival. Start knobs into continuous. Did I get that done? I did. Okay.
TWA 700, turn left heading 300 degrees, for localizer established, 27 left, descend with the glide path.
Alright, 300 until established and descend with a glide path, TWA 700.
Shadow 13 hotel, turn right heading 140 degrees.
300.
Right 140, Shadow 13 hotel.
And pretty much on the loc.
Red 14 kilo, reduce now to your final approach speed.
Final approach speed is 1 kilo.
Spoilers armed. Start getting flaps out.
Shadow 13 hotel, turn right heading 185, speed 180 knots.
Right 185, speed 180 knots, Shadow 13 hotel.
I always lose the flap indicator. Oh, it's dead center there. Okay.
Express 888, speed 160 knots, maintain the 4 DME.
160 till 4 miles.
Will Express 888, contact Heathrow Tower 18.5, bye-bye.
118, that's 105, bye.
18.5, I'm going to get that pre-tuned.
Red Express
don't switch yet. We above the glide slope?
Squadron 4 Kilo, contact Heathrow, Tower 18.5, good day. 18.5, Stupid 1 Kilo, bye-bye. TWA 700, sorry, disregard.
Alright. Missed approach is 3,000.
So 13 Hotel, turn right heading 240 degrees, on localizer to establish, 27 left, descend with the glide path. Right, 240 to establish and 7 with glide, shuttle 1 for Hotel. Heathrow director, good evening, speedbird 701.
Back into the clouds.
701 Victor, Heathrow director, good evening, you've got 20 miles for 27 left. Roger, thanks.
There we go. Get gear down also.
To the 138 hour speed 160 knots, maintain the full DME. 160 till 4, shuttle 1 for Hotel.
Are we descending with the glide slope? God, I hope so. Yep, okay, it's got glide slope. Alright guys, moment of truth. Pretty much get the landing flaps out, confirm landing clearance, and I think we're golden here.
701 Victor, turn right heading 180 degrees, descend to altitude 4,000 feet, speed 180 knots. Right 180 down to 4,000 and reduce speed 180 knots, speedbird 701 Victor.
Yeah, this is very bad crosswind correction, guys. What's the current winds? 38 up here. I hope it gets a little tamer once we get down.
Tidway 700, speed 160 knots, maintain to 4 DME.
160 to 4 DME, TWA 700.
Sure, 701 Victor, turn right heading 230 degrees, on localizer to establish, 27 left, descend with the glide path. Turn right 230 and descend with the glide slope when established, 27 left, speedbird 701 Victor. TWA 700, contact Heathrow Tower 18.5, good day.
18.5, TWA 700, we'll see you.
Southern Air 146, Heathrow Tower.
Yeah, we're gonna have some flashing lights until we get down through the clouds, guys. I'm just gonna deal with it.
Yeah, Southern Air 146.
Okay, now we're getting into a little bit better of a wind layer there. Is in sight.
Southern Air 146, Heathrow Tower.
135.
146, we are still at Sierra 4.
Landing flaps.
1,000.
Cross runway 27 left.
Cross runway 27 left. Southern Air 146.
Heathrow Tower, TWA 700, 4 mile final, ILS 27 left.
Heathrow Tower, good evening, shuttle 13 Tower, we've established on the ILS 27 left at 8 DME. Roger, break, I think it's Tango Whiskey Alpha 700, continue approach 27 left, wind 140 degrees, 6 knots.
TWA 700, continue approach.
Southern Air 146, hold position.
500.
Hold position. Southern Air 146.
Alright, my airplane.
Keep it 14 kilo left onto Alpha.
Flaps are set and checked.
121.850. Passenger Alpha ground 121.850, speed of 40 kilo right.
We're all
700, runway 27 left, clear to land.
Lid land 27 left, TWA 700. pretty sloppy here.
146 back.
Let's get it back under control.
757
Minimums.
at Sierra 4 Whiskey.
We're continuing.
Cross runway 27 left behind.
Cross runway 27 left behind.
Let's just get back over onto the center line.
Open air 1.6.
50, 40, 30,
There we go.
20,
Hill here. Runway will rise up to meet us. 197. We'll take it. Reversers. Spoilers. Can we make this next high speed? Let's try to. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, not too bad. I was a little sloppy as we were making the transition from manual, from autopilot to manual. Got caught up by that crosswind, but we got it back on. Alright, where are we off at? I think that's a Yankee 6 or November 6, maybe. Yeah, I was happy with it. It was Echo and Bravo, okay.
Shuttle 13 Hotel, runway 27 left, clear to land.
Clear to land 27 left, 13 Hotel.
And time, correction, TWA 700, taxi right onto Bravo, contact ground 121.7.
Alright, right Bravo and 121.7, TWA 800, 700. God, did it again.
Heathrow Tower on taxi via Alpha to holding point runway 27 right here, Spain 01 Lima.
Roger, Rick 7 Air 146, taxi Alpha, hold at Saturn.
Hold Saturn, Spain 01 Lima.
Alright, let's get 21.7.
Taxi via Alpha and hold Saturn.
We got a bunch of stuff to do to clean up the airplane.
Thanks.
We'll get to that.
And airspace.
No worries. First and foremost, got to figure out where I am, where I'm going. Let's get the charts in front of me. Heathrow ground, TWA 700. I think we were supposed to be on Bravo, but we're on Alpha at Foxtrot, going to stand, I think, 246, 346, 326.
000 Heathrow, hello. It's going to be left onto Foxtrot, stand 319.
Okay, left Foxtrot, and we'll go to 319, TWA 700. Okay, so they assigned the
Where's the
stands.
taxi? Spencer 4 Lima. Spencer 4 Lima left. Stand by.
So left Foxtrot,
4 Lima left, Bravo, link 28, left Alpha,
and then
hold
let's
Saturn.
get the aircraft cleaned up. Where are we going, first of all?
Left
The
Bravo 28,
parking
left
locations.
Alpha, hold Saturn to
319.
4 Lima.
Where are we? Foxtrot. Third one on the right, actually. So I guess we better get the APU started. Yeah, bear with me, guys. Gonna be busy for just a couple minutes. Three. 17. All right. Let's run through the taxi in. Flaps and spoilers are stowed, and let's get the after landing announcement done.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Landing lights can come
we welcome
off.
you at our destination. The local weather is mild and rainy, 14 degrees centigrade.
Anti-collision
The local
light
time is
off.
5:40 p.m.
APU on and start. We did. Start knobs can go back
For
to
your
auto.
safety and comfort, we ask that you please remain seated with your seat
Auto
belt
throttle can
fastened
come
until
off.
the
It was
captain
already.
turns off the fastened seat belt
319 might be.
sign. This will indicate that we have parked at the gate and that it is safe to move about. Please check around your seat for any personal belongings you may have brought on board with you.
Okay, yeah,
And
319 might
please
be
use
the
caution
next one
when
here.
opening the overhead bins, as heavy articles may have shifted around during the flight. If you require parking
yes.
assistance, please remain in your seat until all other passengers
Auto throttle
have
off.
departed.
Flight director's off.
One of our crew members will.
Oops.
We remind you to wait until inside the terminal to use any electronic devices or to smoke in the designated areas. On behalf of our airline and the entire crew, I'd like
Auto
to
brake
thank you
off.
for joining us on this trip, and we are looking forward to seeing you on board again in the near future.
Weather radar off.
Have a nice day.
transponder into mode altitude. Alright, I think at this point we can go ahead and get the taxi light off. Yep. We'll cheat a little bit, we'll go to an outside view since we don't have a marshaller here, but it looks like we need to go ahead and stop. Parking brake on. Alright, bear with me just a few moments, guys. Taxi light off, parking brake on, APU power can be turned on. APU bleed and isolation valve on. Fuel cutoffs can now be engaged. Anti-collision red can come off. That's that one. Wing lights on for the ground crew. Flight deck door can be unlocked. Seatbelt signs can now come off. Got another little announcement to do.
Heathrow, Spencer for Lima.
Yep.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, this is the captain.
An aircraft just backed in front
Engine
of me.
generators
about,
can be shut off.
Half miles. Sierra
Those.
Oscar 1446.
Utility buses. Yeah, we always have to cycle those off and on. Hydro pumps, left, center 1, center 2, and right can come off.
Spencer for Lima, Tower 118.7, bye-bye.
Fuel pumps
118.7,
off.
Spencer for Lima.
That forward window will stay on for the APU. The engine bleeds can come off.
701 Vector, Heathrow, hello, follow the green.
Window heat off.
16.
Roger, to Queens to fan,
Engine limiters off. Yaw dampers off. Eel inch cunt switches can come off. Whatever those do. That's those damn Rolls Royce switches. The doors set to manual before we pop the slide here.
Attention all flight attendants, doors to manual.
Alright, doors are now set to manual. Let's go operations airplane. Oh, we did, that's right. That was one other thing we did. Forget to close the door somehow before we pushed back from our gate originally. Oh, we can also order up the chocks. Yeah, ground, okay. Order up the chocks, GPU, air conditioning unit, and what else? Oh, just those three. And begin the unloading. Reset the MCP values. Just to their defaults. Minimums reset on the on there, and they weren't touched there, so we can just leave them as is. And blank that out. Oh, while we're down there, shut the that back into standby, and 1200, of course that's not really VFR in the UK, but it's just kind of the default that we set it to. Trim can be reset to 4.5. Let's see, let's go back to the captain's view here. Oh, there we go, 4.5 right there. ILS radio reset, APU bleed off and ISO valve closed. And now that we've got the external power connected, we can shut those off. Cabin pressure system can go to manual. That's over here. Manual is over that way. External power can be turned on. APU power off. Now the APU can be shut off. Electric hydro pumps can be shut off as well. and we'll check our fuel and ETA. So our prediction for the fuel was 19,327, and we were going to be here at 1811 Zulu on the ground, 1816 on the blocks. We were almost a half an hour early, even with that crazy tailwind factored in. So half an hour early. So 19,327 is what we predicted. I bet you we've got quite a bit more than that. Let's look. 19.3. Oh, no, not as much. 16.2. Okay. Well, we've got some adjustments to make to the fuel calculation then, but still much more than we needed, so that's good. All right, let's finish the shutdown, guys. And what's the UK word for butter? I think it's this, Dave.
It's not about Great Britain, it's about Great Butter.
Good evening, Superbird, Concord 909 from Sierra.
Yeah, that's how that goes, guys. I was overall pleased with it. You know, we got, like I said, as we were transitioning from autopilot to manual, I kind of got a little bit behind and got blown way over to the right because of that really stiff crosswind. But I was happy with the way I recovered it. It wasn't, a professional pilot would have looked at that and laughed at me, but I was happy with the way I recovered it, so all good. And let's go ahead and finish up this shutdown now with just a couple more things to do, and then we'll call it a day. All right, what do we got left here? Hang on, I've lost my place. All right, let's get the plane shut down then. The air temp selectors can go to off. 1, 2, and 3. Trim air and recirc fans all shut off. The air packs off. No smoking signs off. Emergency lights can now come unguarded. IRS knobs off. Presuming this plane is not to be used again today, so we're shutting it all the way down to dark. Logo wing and position lights off. And door can remain unlocked. Utility bus ties and main bus ties can all be shut off. We're going to hear the electronics yelling at us when we do that. External power can be shut off. And the battery can be shut off. Guard it there. If I can. Guard back down. Alright, we'll leave it. Not that critical. Go back into the tablet then. Disconnect ground power. That's the operations ground. Disconnect the GPU and the ACU. And close up the doors. So yeah, that was the other thing. Was somehow I managed to push back. I said something about closing the doors, but apparently I didn't get into the tablet and actually do it. Somehow I wound up pushing back from the gate with the doors open, and the pesky Carson the butler had to remind me that the doors were open before we got airborne. Otherwise, that would have been slightly embarrassing. All right, well, thank you guys for riding along. TWA flight 700, not 800, but 700 from Kennedy to Heathrow, and man, great ATC all the way around. We got off exactly on time from New York, pretty much within 5 minutes, maybe even 5 minutes early. We'd have to wind that back and see, but definitely within 5 minutes of calculated takeoff time, and no delays, not even a single hold over here, and pretty decent, halfway decent touchdown here at London Heathrow. So I was happy with it. Another cross the pond is in the books. That will be my 6th in the books. The 4th one that I've flown for you here on stream, and looking forward to the next one in the spring. I know that the VATSIM leadership made some changes to the event, but hopefully everything went smoothly for everyone, not just me, and the changes will hold going forward. I know that the folks who did not get a slot for this one, maybe felt like they didn't get
with the internets and
yeah, we're about to throw it back over to 757 Spy, so that's what you hear in the background. So the folks who didn't get a slot for today, I know that they were probably fairly upset, but those who did, I hope that the event went super smoothly as it did for me, and yeah, it was a good one. I'm looking forward to the next one, and who knows, maybe Dulles will be selected as one of the arrival fields, and I'll get the control for that. So fingers crossed on that one, guys. If we didn't get picked this time around, maybe they'll throw us a bone in the spring. Got somebody taking off there. Yep. Good flight, Captain. Enjoy. All right. Matter of fact, let's kind of see who we got around here. Oh yeah, this FedEx 71, it was kind of following us all the way. All right, very good, guys. All right, well, stick around. There's plenty of cross-the-pond action left to go today. We've got so many folks still in the air. Matter of fact, let's kind of do a little quick check-in here and see. But yeah, there's plenty of folks still flying United 441. That's our friend 757 Spy. So we'll throw you over to him momentarily if you want to continue to see this awesome event. Over 2,000 pilots connected to the network simultaneously earlier on. It's hovering right around 1,900 now, but still. Very, very busy day on VATSIM. Great day for flying on the network, and great day to really get what online flying is all about. So thanks for riding along, guys. Appreciate y'all being here. Let's real quick talk about the stuff that's coming up on the stream. Hang on. Across the pond. Yeah, so we're back on our normal schedule on Monday. We're resuming our Douglas Overseas series, guys. So it's another good one. We are in the DC-3. We're going to be departing from Bristol and flying over Stonehenge. We're going to fly over Highclere Castle, which we were mentioning Carson the Butler today. We're going to fly over Highclere Castle, which you might know from the TV series Downton Abbey. And we're also going to fly over the Formula One circuit called Silverstone Circuit, stopping off at the challenging and picturesque London City Airport, just east of here. And we will check that out. That's a very challenging, very steep approach into the center of town, London City Airport, EGLC, and then we'll pick up from there and continue on to the island of Alderney. That's in the Douglas DC-3, also here on XP11 with the AeroWorks C-47, which we fly as a civilian DC-3. For Friday the 20th, we're actually going to be doing some air traffic control. That is Washington ARTCC's signature event called Never Dull at Dulles. We're going to start a little earlier than we normally do. It's going to be 7 p.m. Eastern Time rather than 8 p.m., so it'll be midnight Zulu instead of 1 a.m. Zulu on Saturday. But 7 p.m. Eastern on Friday, Never Dull at Dulles, we are going to be manning the tower at Washington Reagan. So it's not the focus field for the event, but being that Reagan is so beloved by many, especially if we're in South Ops, we expect to get quite a bit of overflow traffic from folks who want to fly in the event but don't want to get into the craziness of the featured field. Matter of fact, sometimes we do Dulles, the Never Dull at Dulles event, and DCA gets almost as much traffic as Dulles does. So it should be a fun one, should be a busy one on Friday the 20th at 7 p.m. We'll be on the ATC scope side of the network that time. So a little bit of a different look for you if you were first stopping into the stream today. Yeah, it's mostly a general aviation flying stream, but today you saw airliners. On Monday you'll see some GA flying, and then on Friday you'll see some air traffic control. So you're kind of seeing it all right here in the space of a week on the Slant Alpha Adventures channel. So thanks again for those of you who stopped in, my old friends, and those of you who are new, appreciate you being here. Hope that you'll stop back and see us. Don't forget to redeem those raffle tickets. If you've got 1,000 points of alphabet points at the bottom there of the chat panel, you can redeem them for a raffle ticket for the $25 drawing at the end of the month. If you've got 5,000 points, you can redeem them for 6 tickets. You get a bonus ticket if you redeem 5,000 points at once. And we'll do that drawing at the end of November, so coming up real soon. If you want the full show schedule, it's posted on our Discord server, on our Facebook page, and right down there below the About tab, below the window there. So you got all kinds of different places you can check out to see the stream's full schedule, and all the social media links at the bottom of the screen, the YouTube channel over there where we archive all of our flights, and some tutorials if you were interested in trying VATSIM but weren't sure how to do routing or what to say to air traffic control. So all kinds of great resources for you there at the bottom of the screen, but I feel like I've talked on enough, and we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. But do stay tuned, like I said, if you're interested in seeing some more of this event, more of Across the Pond. We're going to send you back over to 757 Spy. He was basically my inspiration for getting started streaming 2.5 years ago. So enjoy his presentation. He's a really talented airline virtual airline pilot and a professional broadcaster, and he does put on a really, really good show. So enjoy that, and we will see you again on Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, right back here from the UK. Until then, be healthy as best as you can, please, and stay safe in your own travels and your own adventures. Cheers, guys.